Now Sarah's finished her course, it gives her a chance to take the kids to school every morning, which in turn means a much more leisurely morning for me. So rather than racing to the school, racing back over to the gym and being flat out all morning, I get to have a nice gentle drive across to the gym, and also I get to stop en route and get myself a coffee, because everybody knows you cannot go to the gym without a coffee. Or is it the caffeine? Can't do a lot without coffee or caffeine. Pretty much you need to drink coffee throughout the day to function. Yeah. Once again, halfway through that, I did start questioning, why on earth do I put myself through this? That was horrendous. But you know, now I've finished, I feel brilliant again. It's I suppose it's that kind of short-term pain for long-term gain. You know, come away from there, I feel fit and healthy, and feel like I can take the day on now, which is great. And I was thinking about it. I suppose it's a little bit like when you buy your first EV, that kind of short-term planning, working out what's it going to cost me, can I afford it, what will it save me, will it save me anything, yeah, range anxiety, can I get to where I want to go, is it going to depreciate so much it's not going to be worth anything, will the battery, like all these things, all these questions that you ask yourself. And if you're anything like me, your dining room table will be covered, or was covered, in workings out, figures, brochures. It took us weeks to get our heads around it, and whether we actually it was feasible at all to buy an EV. But that kind of, what looking back was short-term pain, has turned into long-term gain. And two years later, I've saved so much money. I'm driving a car that, you know, was a top of the range car. I could never have afforded that if it hadn't been an EV, and I still, every time I get in this car, it just feels so nice being in here. So that's kind of my reward, if you like, for all that hard work at the start. Can really start to enjoy this car, and I guess that makes me happy. And when I meet other EV drivers, I don't think I've ever met one that hasn't been happy and hasn't been pleasant, and it's really interesting. I started thinking about this because yesterday I was walking past a charge station in the local town, and there was a couple there, and it looked like they were having problems. They were on the phone to the provider, and I went past and came back again and saw they were still on the phone, so I just went to see if they were okay. As it happened, they had worked it all out and they were fine, but they were quite new to driving EVs. In fact, they said they were going to watch the vlog, so hello if you're watching, it was lovely to meet you. And they'd sorted it all out. But what a lovely couple. We just got chatting about EVs, and they also, having only just bought it, and yet, you know, they were having problems with this charge station, and anybody else you would think would just get fed up with it, but they were perfectly happy. They looked at it as an experience, and it was exactly the same as something that happened to me when I very first got an EV. What you find is, it seems to be happening more and more, people hit the emergency stop button to stop the charging, but then they don't release it. So when the next person goes to charge, it won't work. And all it is a case of twisting and releasing the emergency stop button. But until somebody tells you that, you have no idea. So that's what happened to them. Yeah, we had a good chat for 10-15 minutes, and they went on their way. They were from London, they were heading down to Poole, which I think they had missed a turning somewhere and ended up midway charging. And I think of all the times I've been at charge points and talked to EV owners, they're always happy. They're always happy to talk to you. Now, I do wonder whether it's just that it's almost like a relief. It's a relief to talk to another EV owner because you're not going to get those two questions. How long does it take to charge, and how far will it go? And it's always the same. And the problem with that question is there isn't a stock answer. There is no way of just saying, oh yeah, this Leaf I'm driving, yeah, it travels 80 miles and it takes 30 minutes to charge it up. Unfortunately, to explain it to somebody, you kind of go into geek mode, and I find I get midway through explaining it and thinking, God, I'm just baffling them, and I don't want to. I want people to be excited about EVs, but I find the conversation goes along the lines of, yeah, this Leaf I've got, it's a 24 kilowatt hour Leaf. There is a 30 kilowatt hour Leaf, which obviously goes a bit further. Now mine, on a good day, might do 80 miles, might do push towards 100 miles. So charging it depends where you charge it. If you charge it at home, now I'm not just talking about the charger at home, I'm talking about the charger within your car. What rate does it charge at? Now mine has a 3.3 kilowatt charger, but you could have a 6.6 kilowatt charger, and that will charge at a rate of, and it goes on, and you can see people glazing over, and you start thinking, oh, I'm losing, you know, I want to encourage them, I'm losing them here. So I do kind of go with a stock answer now and explain that they're all slightly different, but my car, generally it will charge overnight, and that will give me a range of 80 to 100 miles, give or take. The newer ones, some of them will go up to 200 miles, but you pay for that. And if you go to one of the big charging posts that you see at the service station, you could charge your car to 80% in 30 minutes, generally speaking. And that's kind of as far as I like to go now, and that I find is enough just to hook people in, and that's almost like that change for them. It's I thought EVs didn't go very far and took days to charge up, to that could be an option for me. And funnily enough, I've had another conversation this week, and another mate of mine is off to test drive one probably next week. So I think what I'm getting at here is keep it simple and you get people interested, and once you get people interested and they buy an EV, they become happy, and EV drivers are happy people. So yeah, let's keep spreading the word. It's good fun. Well, that's much better. It's always nice to have a clean car. It's like when you've got a new car, it always feels like a really nice place to be. Which brings me quite nicely on to what I want to talk about, which is a Model 3. And Elon Musk this week has announced that it's passed all its tests and it's going into production a little bit early. So in America, where it's going to roll out first, you're going to have, I think by the end of the month, 30 people, you're going to have a big party, 30 people are going to pick up their Model 3s. And then by August, I think they're going to roll out another 100. And then I think by September, they're looking to do 20,000 a month. So really start ramping production up then. And the way they're able to do that is by the cars they're producing, they're calling it like their base model or base level, but they're all going to be the same. So rather than having 3 or 4 different model variations, just to get that production level up and running, everything's going to be the same. And although it's going to be the base model, when you look at it, it's anything but base model. And how they're turning it out for the price they're talking about turning it out for, I have no idea. So in America, you're looking at about $35,000 for this basic model. That in the UK is probably in the region of just short of £25,000. Now that kind of buys you in the UK a high-end Ford Focus. So that is a run-of-the-mill family car, really, especially when you compare it to the Model 3. And the Model 3 is a bigger car, and I'm sure I'll be corrected if I'm wrong, but I think it's looking kind of Mondeo size, which, you know, it is. It's a really big car. It's a comfortable car that you can sit in all day and cruise around in, which is helped by the fact that it's going to do over 200 miles between charges. The inside it looks like there's pretty much nothing, all very blank, apart from a landscape touchscreen, which controls everything and shows you your speed and does absolutely everything on there. It looks, to my eyes, it looks like a concept car, which obviously it has been up till now, and they've kind of stuck with that design, and I really like it. It's very minimalistic, very simple looking. The other great thing about it is the autopilot. It's going to come with a basic autopilot function, but what's nice is it's got all the cameras and the sensors around the car that not only run the basic function, but will run the full autopilot function should you choose to upgrade to it later. So that's not available yet, but the way they're talking is that you'll be able to pay just to have it activated as like a software update. So, you know, although the press have been a little bit down on it, saying, oh, it's the base model, it's you know, you're better off waiting. Actually, I think Tesla have been very, very clever. What comes with that car is way beyond what you would expect as a base level car, and it's upgradable. So I think the people that get it are going to be very, very happy, and I don't think they're going to be too concerned that what's going to come 6-12 months down the line they're not getting at the moment. I think they'll be fine with that. As for when it comes to the UK, there's still no definitive date, but I think we're all kind of looking towards the middle of 2018, and that's kind of around about the time that I'm going to be looking to change this car. So it'll be interesting. Obviously I'm not going to be able to get one then because I haven't put my deposit down and I'm not on a waiting list, but if I can have a look at one, there could be some scope on me delaying changing this one, which will mean it might mean another 12 months with this. But if I can have a test drive in a Tesla, if the price is right, and if it feels like a really nice car, I probably will do that. But that's something for the future. We'll wait and see. The good thing at the moment is production is starting. They're going to start selling them, and I think there's going to be an awful lot of very happy people. Right, that's plenty from me for today. I've got to whiz over to the school and get the kids because I'm late as always, and now I've got to get the car on charge because I've got to do an airport run later on to pick my in-laws up, which is about a 55-mile round trip, so I'm going to need to be fully charged because it's all dual carriageway out there. So plenty to do this afternoon, but nothing that's going to be particularly interesting for you, so I'm going to end the video there. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, can you like it and share it, and subscribe if you're not doing so already, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at EV Opinion. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.